Hey guys, it's King. Welcome to another episode of Get Prepped Podcast, where we talk with voice actors, nonprofit leaders, and business owners that are going to be in the new game, Get Prepped. Today we have a really amazing guest. You probably know him as the Saw Man from Vampire Diaries, and someone with some of the best hair in the industry. He is Chaka DeSilva. Thanks for coming on, Chaka.
Hey, thank you. Thank you for having me on.
Of course, my first question for you is, how did you get into voice acting?
It's a wild ride. Originally, I studied acting. Um, Went to Susan Batson School of the Arts. It's in New York City. Did pretty well. She got me an agent manager because she has like a industry night where they gather people around to see your talent, and so she got me the agencies through there. I did pretty well for myself. Was on Vampire Diaries, as you mentioned. I was on Star Trek Picard. I was on The Good Cop, On My Block. A lot of really cool TV shows. And then 2020, when I was in California, I got hit with COVID about 6 or 7 times, and then diagnosed with Graves' disease. And so I was crippled for a while. Graves' disease is a autoimmune disease. It hits your thyroid, and it really just throws all your white blood cells, everything out of whack. It makes your body the enemy when it's supposed to be the other way around. And I was scrambling to see what I could do to act because I couldn't move. I couldn't like do anything without getting really exasperated and uh, just exhausted. Um, I don't know how it happened, but I went on TikTok and I found a fan base through that. I did one dumb video. It blew up. It went to 10 million views. That opened the door for me for finding a lot of actors and everything in there because they related to what I was doing with the comedy. I met Trish Basani. Trish Basani is a voice actor for about 20, 30 some years. She introduced me to voice acting and said, hey, maybe this is something that you need to do now that you're disabled. You know, you could actually keep acting through voice and just continue your career the way you're doing it before. And I didn't know that you could do stuff like that. I thought voice actors were a different breed of people. I didn't know that it was all a welcoming circle like it is. And voice acting has become a part of my life ever since then. And I love it.
That's an amazing story.
Yeah.
And I think I've heard of some schools of arts having industry nights where they invite professionals. So I'm glad that's how you got your start.
Yeah.
My next question for you is, what was your favorite role to take on as an actor?
Favorite. I mean, I would have to say Vampire Diaries. And it's not just because of the role. The family there in Atlanta was so welcoming. The audition process too was so welcoming. Usually auditions are, I don't know, some people could take it. I'm not the one to audition. I can't audition well. I get super nervous, cold, clammy hands, all that. I can't get into character unless I am on the set and with my colleagues. But auditioning is part of the practice. It's part of the game. You're supposed to know how to do it. And this person saw my nervousness. I forgot his name. I think it was Ojawi. It's an African, South African name. I forgot his name, but he was so patient with me. We did the audition, and then he would stop. He's the casting director for the Vampire Diaries when it was, on air. And he said, "Hey, that was strong. The ending was kind of weak. Let's try it again." And that's something rare. They usually just say, "Okay, thank you. We'll call you." But he just kept on with me. He worked with me. And we did it about 5 or 6 times. And he was like, that was the one. We're going to do that one. And I asked him, it's like, why did you work with me so well? And so much, because usually, you know how auditioning is. And he's like, I know, but I see something in you. And I know that the producers want to see that kind of thing in you. So we're going to try and nail it out because I know that is you, not this. This is the nervousness. Once we get the nervousness out, then I'll see the real actor in you. And that's what we got. And they sent it to the producers. And sure enough, he was right. It was great.
That's amazing. I'm glad that director was willing to work with you.
It was amazing.
Audition. I absolutely agree. My next question for you is, what's a funny or challenging on the set or in the booth experience that you want to share with us today?
Funny or challenging? I don't really have many. When I get on set, man, I just have a blast regardless. I will say a very interesting thing that happened to me on set. It wasn't funny or challenging. Well, I mean, it was challenging. Was I met Christopher Eccleston? I don't know if you're a Doctor Who fan, but he was one of the second or third doctors on the new rehash of the season of Doctor Who. He was also the dark elf in the Thor the Dark Elf. I think that's what it was called.
For the Dark World,
The
actually.
Dark World. He was the Dark Elf, the main leader of the Dark Elf. And I forget what other stuff he's done. I only know him from Doctor Who. And I was on The Leftovers. I got hired by Mia Cusimano. She was the casting director for that. She hired me, and when I got on set, he came up to me and he was like, Chaka DeSilva. And I was stunned. I don't usually get starstruck, because I work with these people and I see them as an equal. But for him to approach me after the career that he's had and say Chaka DeSilva, right? I was like, yeah. And he's like, you want to run lines? And I was like, yeah. How do you know my name? And he's like, oh, my wife's last name is DeSilva, and you can't mistake Chaka. So he's like, do you want to do it or not? And I was like, yeah, let's try it. And we rehearsed that, and it was just such a great moment to be with someone that has that much experience, and I learned so much from him. That was great.
Yeah, it definitely sounds great. I would
Yeah.
kill to meet one of the Doctor Who
Yeah.
or Marvel actors. So I'm glad you got that experience. My last question for you is, what's something that people may not know you're involved in beyond voice acting?
Well, I used to be a professional wrestler. Was in wrestling before acting. I did that when I was about 22 years old. Went to Gulf Breeze, Florida, trained with Adrian Street. Mick Foley was there too. He used to live there in Gulf Breeze. I don't know where he lives now. But I ran into some really cool people on my road to wrestling. I did it for 4 years or 5 years. And then the pain was just too much. I was trying to get scouted by WWF, well, it's E now, WWE. And they looked me over because of another guy that I used to wrestle with. They picked him. His name at the time was Hassan. But now, whoever's a wrestling fan out there, his name now is MVP. He wrestled The Undertaker. He's wrestled Ric Flair. He's wrestled just anybody. I don't know if he's wrestled The Rock, though. I don't think he's ever had a match with him. But he's wrestled some hard-hitting people, and we still keep in touch together with each other on Instagram. And he just finished hiring me to do thumbnails for him because that's a new skill I picked up also with this Graves' disease, trying to work from home, starting my own business. I do thumbnails. Now I do it for his podcast. So we've reunited, and he's now hired me to work for him, it's pretty cool. That's a really cool thing.
It definitely sounds cool. It's kind of like a full circle moment for you.
Full circle moment. Yes.
Anyways, that's going to do it for this episode, guys. Thank you so much to Sokka for coming on and sharing his story. If you guys want to see more amazing interviews with those involved in Get Prepped, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the Get Prepped channel. And to learn more about the game, scan the QR code here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.